Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the Raid Furniture Mart weekly series as we look to conclude this series here and see who's going to be crowned a champion here at New Smyrna. I'm Dean Doucette, joined by, as always, by Mr. Baron Labosco. It's championship night here tonight.
New Smyrna is a great place to hold this championship. We got 11 eager drivers out there tonight to claim either a championship or a checkered flag tonight, Dean. And the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series will put on a hell of a show this evening. It's a great track. This is going to be a fun one, Dean.
Well, it's going to be fun too because we have competition. The overall championship, right? You got Brian Cole. Now, Brian not on the track, so we still got computer issues at home there, but Walker is. Walker will have a 3-point lead over Dylan Connor. Austin Miller right in the mix. So those three, with lots of clear track out here, they're going to really fight for it. And when you look at the super lates, you got Miller and Dylan Connor right in the mix. I mean, Walker a little further back. I don't think he's got much hope tonight, but Miller and Connor are going to fight. So we got 2 championships and 2 fights, Baron.
It should be fun. And looking through the field here tonight, Dean, a couple of old faces turned new again. Larson Parker's in the field. He is a dominant driver. When he gets hot, he is hard to beat. Of course, Tyler Lem, a crowd favorite, makes his return to the track with this series. So Tyler's always got a strong fan base to shout him out there at the YouTube land out there. So, and then your host of veterans are all returning tonight. Going to be a good show.
Yeah, it's good to see all the vets out here. Of course, this broadcast on Wind Tunnel TV brought to you by SHH Shifter. Go check out one of their shifters. I have the Thorn Shifter. Use it as a sequential mode. Absolutely love it. Can't recommend it enough. Please go check them out tonight. And of course, you got the Furniture Mart. You can't slip on them, Baron. These guys have been absolutely fantastic to us over the years.
Certainly have. And, let's not forget the K.T-org organization that sponsors our qualifying efforts every week here. There they are. Go check them out. Great organization. Very, very active in supporting people who are stricken with this affliction. So, great sponsorships. And the league wouldn't be the same without those sponsors.
No, and tonight a big night for us. I mean, this will be our last broadcast here. It's been a long-standing relationship. We made some great friends over the years. You go way back to the originator with Marvin Turnmeyer and, of course, Brian Cole and Adam Cole. We brought Colin J up into the booth here with us. So lots of friends, lots of relationships. We're certainly going to miss these guys and hope to return one day and renew this friendship. But tonight is going to be a show, and I can't wait to put it on here, Baron.
Agreed, Dean. Great relationships abound. We met some of the drivers from the Smart Open Wheels Modified Series. We had some great shows at some bigger tracks, some smaller tracks. A lot of great memories with this league and a lot of great friendships, as you said. So look forward to continuing our relationship with Colin J up here as he grows into a regular feature with Wind Tunnel TV, along with the other group of people we work with. But it's been my pleasure, my honor, week in and week out on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine too. Let's take a look in on our raid winners this season. Lots of winners there. Lots of Coles, lots of Austins. We talk about that once in a while. Lately, you got Ledbetter and Connor winning in the super late models. And over in the Smart series, we had Purnell and Carson Lofton. Lofton always put on a show. And Caleb Anderson got a win in the late model tour there. That was good to see. That's actually Caleb Dyer there in that car.
Yeah, it was a fun race, and Caleb using his stage name there. So,
Yeah, we don't talk about that here, man.
Sure.
What people do in their off time,
Broadway's a fine endeavor.
Right now, these guys getting lined up and ready to go. Let's bring in our K-T.org qualifying here. We got the starting grid for you. So it's Dylan Connor out here looking for a championship. He will be on the point with a time of 17:051. Austin Purnell will start on the outside of row number 1. Larson Parker and Walker Cole will be in row number 2. Of course, Walker right in the hunt here. Colin J. Kennedy and Adam Cole in row 3. It's Miller and Lem. Miller's got work to do if he wants that super late title. And then Caleb Anderson and Ryman Castle in row 5, and Brad Abley back at the back, part of Black Sheep Racing. I should have named myself that.
I like that though. Look, for all the black sheeps out there, we got our own race team. I love it. Brad Ebley, yeah, way to go, man.
Absolutely, good name.
Another rolling off, Dean. This is a great track. Low line is always the fast way around New Smyrna, so look for guys to feed on the bottom here. But we'll see some guys. We've seen Austin Miller make passes on the top line here. Should be an interesting event here. 200 laps, championship racing.
Yeah, 200 laps, and it should be green. I mean, at least at some point, because not a whole lot of cars out here. So I like this on championship night, Baron. You're going to have to earn it, and you're going to have to earn it the old-fashioned way.
That's true, and with the likes of Larson Parker and Ryman Castle, Tyler Lem, who have had breaks off and on from the series, it'd be great to see them again, see where they fall in line with the championship competition here at New Smyrna.
All right, guys, heating up those brakes, getting those tires ready. Dylan Connor and Purnell, he's won. Here we go, early green down in the corner. Dylan Connor down and away. Purnell gets a nose on the outside of him.
Early restart zone there, and it didn't surprise anybody in the front row, but it looks like the back half of the field maybe got a little shocked as they got spread out pretty quickly.
That shocked me a little bit. That's Larson Parker making a move on the inside. Shoves Purnell up the track a bit.
So Parker showing off why he was a dominant driver once upon a time, and here he is again.
Yeah, I mean, he is. I mean, Parker can be really fast. We worry more about the closing at the end of races than the start. Dylan Connor out front. Cole is in third. Purnell and Kennedy back there, and here comes Miller.
Boy, Dylan Connor knows how to qualify a car, doesn't he?
He certainly does. He's a great qualifier.
I mean, that's the Rocket Man reincarnated.
Yeah, it's super impressive what he's able to do in qualifying. A lot of guys talk about how difficult it is to find that speed. Not hard for him at all.
Yeah, it's parlayed him into a couple of wins, too. Dylan Connor, no slouch even on the long run, so starting up front helps.
Man, does it ever. A little further back, you got a battle between Adam Cole and Tyler Lem.
Yeah, great to see Tyler back on the track again. Like I said, he always comes with his Lemonites, and they're big supporters of his in the YouTube land. So shout out to your boy tonight as he's made a return.
The Lemonites, I like it. They'll build you a barn if you need it.
Yeah. Some fresh squeezed lemonade for the Lemonites with a little bit of vodka in it. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Mennonites are with the woodworking. Nonetheless.
That's religious. We don't even touch that at Wind Tunnel TV, do we?
Fair enough.
That's
I don't know. Is that religious? It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Walker up here in that Krispy Kreme machine. He's got Colin J right behind him with Miller there as well. That's a battle for fourth place.
Austin Miller running his white paint scheme tonight, but no Jack Daniels on that one, Dean. I'm afraid he's not going to win tonight.
Wow, there you have it, folks. It may be over for Miller tonight.
Hey, he just ran the wrong paint scheme. I'm a big fan of the black one with the JD all over it. So, yeah, started off early with the jinx, right?
Well, I mean, reverse psychology perhaps at work here.
I would love it, though. I would love it if he put that thing in victory lane. I sure would.
So Connor up there stretching it out, and it's awful early, Baron, but I mean, you think about 200 laps, I'm thinking pit stops. This could be intriguing tonight.
Well, we could get some green ones, Dean, and that would be real fun and unusual, right? Be a welcome change is, these guys, if they haven't passed or practiced their green flag pit stops, well, we'll be catching them by surprise, too.
Absolutely. We look in on Larson Parker and his in-car camera here. He's down in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah, maybe.
Beautiful country out there in Colorado, and my brother just moved out there, went skiing at Breckenridge, had a wonderful time. God, gorgeous, beautiful winters, beautiful weather, beautiful girls.
What? Beautiful
Yeah,
girls, too?
they got a plethora of beautiful women out there.
Well, I am intrigued. I mean, I do love the land out there in Colorado, though.
It is gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous, how about a 6/10 lead for Dylan Connor right now?
Yeah, I mean, right here with Parker, though. Parker keeping pace with him here. And I got to tell you, this looks too easy, Baron. I'm not seeing a lot of struggle here. It's very early, but this car is driving smooth. Well, a little flick there.
Yeah, and something happened to Ryman Castle as he is 15 seconds behind the leader right now with Dylan Connor creeping up on him already in the event. Something major has gone wrong with that 6 machine.
Yeah, he is creeping up on him. And you're right, Connor is starting to walk away, but Purnell is closing in on Parker. So we've seen this a little bit. Parker, we're not too sure about the long run here with Larson, but with Purnell we are. Connor, again, he gets out a little early. We'll see if he can hold on the whole race. And then Miller behind them, he's cleared everybody else. And although he has no JD on the back, he looks pretty good here.
Yeah, pretty racy tonight for that 42. IT's Austin. He's a great guy, and interviewing him is always fun. He's got a great sense of humor, but he's also a hell of a race car driver, and for a long time he's had that Jack Daniels sponsorship on the back, which I am a huge fan of. So, let's shout out to the 42, right?
We could say an unhealthy fan.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with that statement. Nothing wrong with that.
76,
early.
Brad Ebley on pit road. That's not good news for the 76.
Nope. Early.
So lap 20 coming up here of 200 championship night. Right now, Connor doing everything right, and he wants that super late model title. If he stays where he is, it's his.
It looks like he's backed up a little bit now to Parker and Purnell. At one point it was almost a second. Now they're right to his bumper. And with Brad Ebley retiring from the event, we got 10 cars in the top 10.
Yeah, that was real quick, Baron. I mean, it looked like he was opening it up, and then all of a sudden, a little bit of talk, and Parker's right there. Maybe Parker got annoyed with our long run comments. I'm going to say that was Baron's fault, Larson.
That's fair enough. I got big shoulders. Yeah, caught right up to them there. So they're on his back bumper. I don't know, maybe he touched the wall while we were jibber-jabbering about, Jack Daniels. But, right now, he's got a little pressure on him.
He does. And you see the distance there to Miller. They've got quite a gap back to 4th place right now.
Yeah, these three's checked out to 2.5 seconds over Austin Miller. So staying in line and driving the smooth line. So Caleb Anderson up 4 spots. He's into the top 5. He's chasing down Austin Miller. He's trying to anyways. So Caleb under his alias tonight out there trying to put it up there under the podium, Dean.
Yeah, and I mean, he's coming off a win. How many times do we talk about that, Baron? It take you a while to get up there. Maybe you run 3rd, maybe you run 2nd a couple of times and heartbreak. But when you break through and win, something switches, and all of a sudden you're a winner. And now you can win races, and maybe he's looking for another one here.
Yeah. No, he's for sure got the fever, right? So checkered flags bring checkered flags, and he's one of those guys that you give him that momentum, he can be pretty dangerous on it.
Well, he's looking strong for sure behind him. Walker Cole. Now, I don't know how many races in a row before we learn Walker will be there late. He may not be there now, but he is not going to stay back here, Baron.
Right. And his old man's probably whispering in his ear, race strategy as this event unfolds. His old man, the household down the rig, so only one guy can run, and Brian Cole stepped out of the ride to give Walker the opportunity to run. No doubt Brian's out there cheering his boy on, giving him a little healthy advice as the race unfolds.
He looks good. You see the rotors on that machine starting to heat up. Now, that does not really have an effect on iRacing. I think it should, Baron.
So they toyed with the idea once upon a time for the road courses to have the rotor fade be a thing, but with the variances and hardware out there for pedals with feedback, pedals without, the vast majority have no feedback. So drivers were caught by surprise by the brake feed when they initiated braking in certain zones that they were used to doing, and the car just kind of kept going faster.
Colin J back here in 7th. Haven't talked much about him here so far. Colin looking solid. Right at this moment, he looks like he might be a little faster than Walker here, but very tough to pass.
And these two find each other every race, right? They always end up side by side at some point or another. These two good friends, clean racers, the both of them, but they always seem to be around each other and put on a great show.
Behind him, Lem loose off the corner. We've seen that from the Rocket Man before. He'll put that rear end out there.
Putting that rear end out there always warrants attention, doesn't it, Dean?
It certainly does. Old prison trick. You want some good food.
Dean Doucette, ladies and gentlemen, coming strong tonight.
So now Connor reopens up the gap again, and the battle for second starts to heat up. Purnell looking racy, trying to stick his nose underneath. No room, not willing to wreck this early in the race. Smart move from Austin Purnell.
Patience is going to pay off here, Dean. Like with Purnell, this ain't his first rodeo. He's won a few races on his own, and he'll just take his time to work over Larson here. When an opportunity presents itself, that 38 will be there.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. A little wiggle off the corner there, and these cars are already getting a little testy here on lap 36 with 200.
Yeah, I love it, right? So as long as we stay green, these cars will get a little slicker, a little more hard to drive, a little uncanny, and we get to around 100, we might start seeing pit stops. We might see them earlier. We know this league loves early pit stops. So can we count on that tonight, Dean? Or you think they're going to go halfway?
Well, I really don't know what to count on, but I mean, I would say there is going to be green flag stops out here tonight. I don't see them going 200 laps. I mean, even with tires, we'll see how the drop-off goes. It's surprising in these super late models, though, Baron. I mean, we often see the fastest laps being turned on, lap 80 and something like that?
Yeah. As the track temperatures, fluctuate a little bit, all of a sudden the guy hits a lap, and you're like, wait a second, those laps, there's 50 laps on those tires.
Yeah, I mean, gas so important, right? You don't want to overfuel these things. So if there is pit stops, that's going to be the key. Who gets the right amount of fuel in? The lowest amount possible, I guess, is what you're looking for.
Right, and here comes Purnell. He's finally side by side. Larson gets a big run off the top. Yeah, access denied.
So we've seen this at New Smyrna in the past. The low lane, the preferred lane, but not easy to pass on when you can't extend out to the wall. So guys can actually pass on the high side, but it's something I like to do. I'll call it the shock treatment, Baron. You want to get in there and just dive on the outside of someone. You shock them that you're there. Now they have to adjust their line on exit. They're not prepared for it, and you can get around a guy.
Yeah, it looks like Purnell's hip to the trick, and he's going to try it again. There he is. He's looking high.
Yeah, and it looks like Parker is saying, I've got the high line. You can go low if you'd like.
Yeah, it didn't work for you before. He's going to make him do it. He's going to make him work for it now.
And I like that, right? Know what you're doing, know how to race. And it looks like at the same time, he's making up time on Dylan Connors. So moving up the track might be the key here tonight.
And he adjusts and go back low again. Interesting. So the strategy is put it where they ain't, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is what you want to do. You talk about a lot, sticking a headlight out there, right, Baron?
Oh, yeah. Well, and I'm a firm believer in the more downforce you have on the car, the easier it is to handle. So, you know, if you've got a little bit of extra air on the left or the right front headlight, you know, makes it a little better to turn. But following in the footsteps, you're just going to keep following in the footsteps.
Yeah, the only time I really like to do it is if I got a really ill-handling car, loose in particular. I don't mind following a guy. It'll tighten up that machine a little bit, and also it'll make him even more on the loose condition.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Solid advice there.
So these two both closing in our leader, now less than a second behind them. Now, we already seen this once. Is this just a case of Dylan Connor, our race leader, kind of cooling them down here, Baron?
Probably playing a little possum with it right now as we close in on lap 50. You know, he's in cruise control. He's probably sitting in his Barca lounger with a cocktail.
He might have had to flip the stakes there, you know, take a minute.
Yeah. Medium or medium well, Dean? How do you like your steak?
Well, neither of those two, Baron.
Right? You like it rare, don't you?
Those are for amateurs, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you like it rare, don't you?
No, not rare, but, you know...
Mid rare?
Yeah, got to be some pink. I don't mind a little blood. Let's have some blood out there. Let's have a feast.
Protein.
Yeah,
there they are, side by side. Look at them again. Look, Purnell going at it again.
And Purnell's trying a little harder this time. You can see it. Throwing it in a little deeper, turning a little harder. He is not, you know, he wanted to give the first time. This time, no give, and he sends them. Around they go. Right, Purnell into the wall, Parker into the wall. And, you know, no sooner than I said no more give, there was a lot of take there, Baron.
A lot of frustrations boiling over there as the second and third place car wreck each other.
So you see it here. Very tense here. The big runs from Parker. And Parker come down a little early there, so it looked from that angle a little different than the other angle. So we'll just leave it in the visuals for everybody to decide for themselves.
Agreed.
But interesting, lap 51, you know, the pits are open. Miller's in. So Miller, Walker Cole, Kennedy, Adam Cole, Tyler Lem, Larson Parker comes in from now 8th, Purnell and Castle in, but Connor and Caleb Dyer on the track. This could be tragedy for them, Baron.
Well, yeah, I expected the whole field to come down, but we got, 8 out of 10, so...
I mean, we've seen this, right? The guys who did come in, vets, you know, vets of this series, vets of this league. I'm not saying Dylan Connor and Caleb Dyer aren't, or Caleb Anderson, if you prefer, are not vets, but they're not the same level of vets, right? These guys have been around a long time. They know this early pit stop is usually the key to victory.
So Austin Miller gets service, comes out, and he never lost a spot. Right? So,
beautiful.
you know, so this is advantage Miller.
Yeah, huge advantage to Miller. And don't forget about Walker Cole. So we got championships on the line here. Let's take a look in on our point situation. So on the overall, Walker leads Dylan Connor. In the race, Dylan Connor leads Walker Cole. That's interesting. Miller also in here. He's in 4th. Remember, Brian Cole not here tonight. Miller's going to advance. This is still all up in the air. In the other one, you got Miller, who now is right behind Dylan Connor for the super late model championship. So everything remains in flux here right now, man.
Yeah, I love it. And, if you think these guys aren't points racing, take a look at the advantage Austin Miller just gave himself.
Absolutely. I love the call, but Connor is still your leader, and he's down and away.
So now, if you're the crew chief of the 42, what are you telling this guy? I mean, like, he's got the freshest tires and he's got a full tank. What are you telling him?
Well, I'm telling him patience, right? The last thing we want is a caution. Do not overdrive this machine. Do not ruin these tires, and do not cause a caution at any point. We want to make these guys have to pit under green, and their night is done. And there's a caution. We get the 6 of Ramming Castle around. He may have had assistance. Get a quick look in on it here. So Ryman Castle in the 6th. Now he's at the top here behind Colin J. But he gets in a little hard, hits Colin J, checks up, and Larson just gets into him slightly. That's a racing deal there. Very slight contact all around, but that chain reaction, that's what will happen.
Yeah, that's short track racing.
So Connor and Dyer choose to stay out while Lem comes in. The Rocket Man got some Coors Light there, Baron. I mean, I'm sure you can drink that too.
I can. I don't mind Coors Light. Prefer Jack Daniels, but I don't mind Coors Light.
Now, do you Boilermaker them up?
No, that's a waste of good whiskey. I don't know who came up with the Boilermaker, but that's a sick endeavor.
Well, that's students, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's spring break. That's crazy stuff. That you know, I just like bringing it up for effect. But yes, that's.
It worked. My stomach actually turned over thinking of it.
I mean, I don't want to lay underneath a keg and drink out of the hose either. I mean, it does sound somewhat appealing, but.
Yeah, it used to be. I don't know if I'm good for a keg stand anymore, Dean.
Well, I mean, it depends on who's encouraging you to do it. Right?
Nah, I don't. Well, I'm at a certain point in life where I don't need to buy the special.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't care what your beer special is. You got Jack Daniels over there, bring that on
blonde saying, "Baron, please, for me."
No. Hell no. Hell no.
All right, some honesty up in the booth here
You gotta
tonight,
be at
folks.
least 45.
Right? I'm with you, brother.
No, I ain't doing the young ones. They're fun to look at, and that's just about it.
Well, I'm going to leave that one there. I got a lot to say, folks, but I just can't do it.
I don't know. What am I going to talk to her about?
Well, that's...
Instagram?
I was going to go there in a much more direct manner, Baron. The talking is not available.
Right.
Here we go. Caleb Anderson, Dylan Connor, your leader. Caleb on the outside. You got Miller and Walker now side by side, and they're battling with Dylan Connor for these championships. You got Kennedy, Parker, who's been turned, a little upset maybe, and Adam Cole, Ryman Castle, and Purnell back on the lead lap now. Boys come around, quick start. Dylan Connor gone like a rocket.
Mad dash, man. That was good restart.
And Walker gets around Miller on the outside, so Walker Cole making a move.
Interesting.
That was a brilliant move from Walker there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was a drive right there. Good job, Walker.
So everybody a little lined up. Here comes Larson Parker now. Miller starting to feel the heat on that fresh rubber, perhaps not heated up yet. And that'll happen to you. It drives a little different. And, you think you got the big advantage. Not yet, you don't.
Well, I'm not wondering if Miller just said, yeah, go on, son. I mean, I'm racing for a championship here.
It's hard to say. I mean, I think it's just the car feels a lot different on cold tires than it does in those worked-in tires. Up front,
Probably so.
Connor holding Dyer. Dyer loses the rear end. Here comes Walker. Walker trying to nudge in there. No room.
Tight quarters. Good short track racing here.
Definitely some good hard racing here right now. Parker back up to fourth, and he is hungry, folks. He's going to try and get himself a Krispy Kreme donut here.
Yum. Love me some Krispy Kreme.
I need one, man.
Yeah, they're
I've
so
been talking
good.
about it for years, and I still haven't had any.
Yeah, you're not in the right part of the country.
Well, we have them. I just,
Oh,
I mean, Tim Hortons are everywhere around here, so.
yeah, not quite the same, but yeah.
So Larson getting these big runs out of the corner here.
They are big runs. I mean, it's almost like he doesn't know where to put it once he gets that run, you know?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we talk about the passing all the time. He takes to the high side there, and you really got to set people up, don't you, Baron?
And it looks like that's what he's done. He's committed now, so he's on the outside of Walker Cole, and he's looking to go on around. He's going to make that pass.
Well, this is exactly what we described earlier on in the broadcast, right? He shocked him a little bit. He put the shocker move on him, went high, and it works.
Let's see if he tries it again with Caleb Dyer.
I mean, I would. Why not? You just seen it work. Why try low? Let's stay high.
Yeah. It's got to look up there now. So
he's got another big run. Yeah, the 18 has found something up there. Caleb ran a little different line there, so it's not allowing Larson to do what he wants to do to him, and that's smart from Caleb.
Yeah, big runs, but door gets closed, just no room.
While this is going on, Miller has been quietly running smooth and just doing his thing, and he's inching back in on him.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of possum being played at the 42s level. I think he recognized the front two have to pit.
Right, and he's allowing them to block off these other two. Larson clearly working over his tires hard. Not sure Walker. Walker looks to be pretty calm, and if we learned anything, the young man is a patient driver.
And Miller's race is with the 10, so as long as he keeps him in sight, he's in pretty good shape. He's in the pocket like you like to be, Dean.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly where I want to be. On a night where you can't wreck, that's the only thing you can't do early. He's got no shot of wrecking when he's all alone. Parker with a great move to the inside of Dyer here. But Dyer going to drive right around him, I think. Maybe not.
Great short track racing here, Dean. The 92 playing tough, or 92. The 17 playing hard here.
Yeah, he's playing hard, but Parker's got the better machine right now. This is a matter of time, in my opinion. But Dyer goes high. I mean, he is rolling nice up there.
Walker Cole just waiting to see who wins.
And that's all you can do, right, Baron?
Yeah, just hang out there, wait to see them sort it out. Then you take your shot.
Lemon's had a problem at the back of the field, so the Rocket Man, not his night tonight.
It's unfortunate. We love him. We love us some Tyler Lem, don't we?
Absolutely.
Oh, big wiggle out of
That's how
17.
you win. Patience, folks. Patience pays off. A little bobble, and now Walker will be looking to pounce. But Larson Parker going to take off and start walking away from Caleb Anderson.
That was a nice pass there. The 18 set sails, looking to grab Dylan Connor, pulling back into the boat.
I just love the way he's rotating the corner. It's not even a rotation. It's almost a stop and go there.
Yeah, he's doing. Sometimes he's diamonding, and sometimes he's not. It's been, I guess he's giving what the car wants. I guess it's a little higher up there, and then.
It just looks like the late in the corner, the acceleration is so good, Baron. I mean, he is absolutely eaten into this lead and completely walked away from Caleb.
Yeah, it just goes to show Caleb holding him up a little bit there. Now Larson Parker set sails. If he can get to the 92, can he pass him, Dean?
Well, I think he can, but he's got to do the same thing. Use both, right? Go high, go low, torment him a little bit. I mean, he's got to catch him. Dylan's awful good here. Battle heating up for fourth, and for the championship, it's Miller and Cole going at it here.
Yeah, so old rivals doing something that they haven't done before, right, Dean? Side-by-side racing? Come on.
Yeah, old hat for these two. Lots of memory, and we know one thing, a driver never forgets, Baron.
Yeah, no bad blood here. These guys are hard racers, but there's a championship on the line, Dean, so, they're definitely not going to lay over for each other.
Well, that's what I mean by long memories. I mean, they've probably been in this situation before in a previous championship along the line. So it's not just races. I mean, these guys go back several seasons together.
I harken back to that Watkins Glen race with Walker Cole. The one and only time this series visited Watkins Glen, and Walker Cole, out of touch with the leaders, decided on his own he was just going to drift every corner.
Yes.
It was awesome.
It was really quite awesome to see. There's no doubt about that.
It was awesome.
Back to this battle. Well, Larson Parker is running down our leader. So there we go. Miller finally goes up a little bit up the track, and I like this from the 42. You know, and he gets a big run. Now, he's a bottom feeder. He loves the bottom. Oh, and Walker going to let him go. A vet move out of the 10 here.
Interesting. That is a vet move.
I mean, I like it. If he can hang with him, he's going to be just fine, right?
Should be. I mean, that's the guy, you know, needs to, like, you know, look, if you're Austin Miller, you got to put a gap between you and the 10. If you're the 10, you just got to be in touch with it.
Right. I mean, just don't burn your stuff up there. Hold up. We're not even halfway. Up front, Larson has got there, so, I mean, not quite, baby, but we're going to hop on board with Larson again, and you can see just a little bit lower here.
Yeah, he dives in. He's a little more shallow than Dylan Connor here, but really does a good job getting out of the turn.
Yeah, there's just something a little funky there about the exits where he's really cutting down and accelerating. He can seemingly get on the gas just a little bit better.
Yeah, that shallow entry, you know, he really charges the corner here. I don't know if that's his line or if he's doing that to spook the 92.
Yeah, either way, it's effective, right?
Well, he's closed the gap. He's right there.
He is right there. So Larson Parker having a night so far. He got abruptly in a wreck and sent to the back, quickly back up to the front to resume his battle.
Closing in on halfway at 95 of 200. Only 2 cautions so far in the event. 1 leader and 1 hard charger right here in the 18.
Yeah, another contender is behind, right? I mean, there's Dyer. Miller now has gotten away from Walker Cole, and he's starting to run down Dyer. Walker back there. Adam Cole starting to surge. So Walker falling. It's uncharacteristic of Walker Cole.
I wonder if the car's gone away from him, Dean.
I mean, it seems like it has, and that's a surprise, right? We don't see that. Now, the only other thing is there a fuel mileage concern? Even with that pit or something, could be some fuel milking, perhaps?
Hard telling. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions. As a crew chief, I would have told him to take full fuel and tires.
So you're saying you're not good as a crew chief, Baron?
No, I am not, obviously.
So just as further information, Baron is my crew chief.
Well, we haven't won yet, have we?
I just
I guess
wanted to
there's
get
that.
all that on record. You never know when I'm going to have to use that.
We haven't won yet. We got to make that happen before we can say anything.
Yeah, that's true. Don't get a lot of interviews quite yet, do we?
Not yet, not yet. We're working on it.
Dylan Connor holding them off. Parker really closing in. Now, when you get this close, Baron, this is something that always interests me. You know, Parker was running a very distinct line. If I was to remove the 92 from the track, it does not look like the same 18 as 20 laps ago. Is that car just going away a little bit? Or is the, you know, having a car that close to you chasing throw you off your braking points and your line a little bit?
You know, it can, and that's a really good question. It can. You know, if you got guys closing in, there is no there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? No exception to the person who sees that car getting bigger in the rearview mirror. Do you change your line? Do you change your braking? Do you change your throttle inputs? Maybe. But Dylan Connor understands that his race really is not with Larson Parker right now, although he'd like the checkered flag. Staying in front of Miller and Cole are really his goals tonight.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, you got to know the situation, right? That is 90% of racecraft itself.
Yeah, and I think Dylan will hang out there as long as he can. If too much pressure comes from the 18, I wouldn't be too awful surprised to see Dylan move up out the way for him.
Yeah, well, with Parker keeps coming up to his bumper, he might just want to move out of the way there. It can get a little scary.
Yeah, well, you said it earlier in the broadcast too, Dean, right? Like, we have to avoid a wreck if you're in the 92. Like, that's the only way we get hurt. So, that's not an option.
So Darren out in the chat there, I think we got a vodka fan, Baron. What do you think of that?
I like vodka too.
Well, is there anything you don't like, Baron?
Dean, the only thing I turn my collar down is to like tequila. I just can't stomach it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll do a little tequila on the golf course. That's only because one guy always brings a bottle, and well, when in Rome, Baron.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the only thing wine. I'm not a wine drinker. And I catch hell for that every week as Parker goes on around.
Yeah, I mean, while we're chatting about that, there's been a lead change. Let's get a look in on it here, Baron. So Larson here, stalking the 92, and 92 gets a big run, but I think he had to check up a little bit there. And wow, yeah, he just moved over. He'd seen enough, Baron.
Yeah, that was enough of that. Yep, no doubt.
So good on him. I mean, you're racing for a championship. Parker's fast. Sooner or later, he's going to get into you. I mean, just out of sheer annoyance with trying to get around you. So why not let him go? Championship's what matters here tonight for
Agreed.
Dylan Connor.
Yep, totally agree, Dean. And as your crew chief, I think you made a great call.
All right, there you go. So there you go. The 99 Tyler Lem got some fresh rubber, and he's got the rockets engaged. And that's Darren's favorite driver. There is the Lemonites, as you like to call them.
Yep.
Whoa, Caleb doing a little fishtail out there.
That's a little D-die-do there that caught him by surprise, I think.
And then you got Miller. So Miller in fourth. Now, remember, he pitted back on around lap 50. So he should be in better shape than most. But how good, I don't know. Walker's back in fifth. And, Miller hasn't got that far away from him.
No, and, again, being in the pocket matters, right?
Well, I think they're all in the pocket at this point, Baron. So
yeah, pretty stretched out. Yep.
Larson under heat now from Lem, and he's got to just let Lem go here with fresh rubber. Ain't nothing to fight. He does just that. Smart move from the 18.
Plenty of room there by the 18.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do, right? Let's overkill it here. Let's give him no chance to get into us. Lap 114 of 200 on championship night here.
Yeah, we've seen this this time and time again from Austin Miller. He kind of plays possum with it, and then the last third of the race, he surges forward. We've seen him win a bunch of races like that. Now the competition's pretty stiff tonight, Dean. Do you see that happening again?
Now I'm sorry, Baron, I lost my focus from it. Who are we talking about?
Hey, the 42 machine of Austin Miller.
Yeah, Austin Miller for sure. Well, I don't know. I think at this point it's pretty suffice to say that Possum's been thrown out the window. We're getting down to it here. 80 to go. That's still a bit of a long way, but if you don't see him start closing in in a hurry, Possum was not what he was doing, or it didn't work. One of the two.
That Possum is roadkill.
Yeah, we've seen that before. Not good eating, Baron.
Not from the road.
Well, If you're hungry, you're hungry, Baron.
Right, right.
I still got my little squirrel pea shooter here, a straw with some toothpicks dipped in poison, Baron. I'm not sure if it's legal or not.
You guys do different things up in Canada. I don't know how far that goes down here in the States, but I'm in the great city of Owings Mills, Maryland tonight, Dean, broadcasting to you live from just outside our nation's capital.
All right. The Terrapins down there in Maryland?
I believe that's the name of the college team here, Dean. We're in Ravens country for if you're a football fan. So, Oreos, as they call them here, the Oreos.
Okay, is that what they call them?
First place Orioles in the AL East. So.
Wow, I don't know if I like that, being a Blue Jay fan up here. I haven't been paying much attention, man.
I'm a Red Sox fan, and you and I, your team and mine, trading blows to see who could be the last place team.
Yeah, one of the last trips I took with my father there down to Fenway Park, Aaron. Couldn't be happier to have gone there. What a park that is.
Yeah, amazing venue, a lot of history, a lot of heartache.
yeah, a little heartbreak there. A little Bill Buckner, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I had to bring that up.
I was 16 years old. I still see it live in my eyes.
I can see it myself, Aaron.
Yeah.
But those were the golden days. I mean, a bit of a baseball nut myself as Dylan Connor chases back down our leader, Larson Parker. Back in the day, Freddie Lynn, Jim Rice. I'm sure you remember those days, Barrett.
Got to meet Jim Rice. Here we go, another repass for the lead here, Dean.
Yeah, but this is amazing stuff. I mean, Dylan Connor, I love it. Cools him down, right? Lets him go, and then comes right back about 10, 20 laps later and says, I'm ready for another shot at the lead here. But one thing you'll find, Baron, is being friendly on the track, letting someone go and all that, not often reciprocated.
Yeah, that's true, right? You give a guy a break and you go back to get him again, you're like, where's that break back, man?
Well, it's a little give and take, because the break you're given is not really a break. You're doing it for your own health, right? Instead of his health. But
I don't care about the psychology. Let me pass you.
I love it. Adam Cole comes in under green flag conditions, so good news, bad news, I'm not sure. The 83 is in.
I believe something amiss on the 83.
Well, and then we're going to see this from Dylan Connor. Okay, so Dylan Connor out here, he's got to be running low on fuel. He has not pitted. I don't know the fuel mileage on these cars, but I don't think he can do 200 laps. So this is exactly why the Millers and the Coles of the world have not really overdriven their stuff.
We're also expecting the 17 to show up on pit road at some point too. So lap 129 coming to 130 with 70 to go. Dean, you're kind of sitting in your bed right now, aren't you?
Well, you are. It's very interesting here. You don't expect a caution, but as I always say here, anything can and will happen in this series. As our contenders here, Miller has made his way up to Caleb Anderson, looking to get around him, and this is bringing Walker Cole back into the picture. Our leader's not too far ahead. So we like to call this the concertina effect instead of the accordion. For those who don't know, you got to go check out Concertina Joe, an old friend of Wind Tunnel TV here.
Not Walker, but Miller really struggling to find his way around, even a lane at this point around Caleb.
He is. I think he's being patient here, Baron. He is stalking him. He's doing what I like to do, and he's already almost got a mistake out of the 17. I think he's just waiting to pounce. But Walker may not allow that wait to continue.
A little bit loose out of the 42 there, coming out the exit of that turn.
I think Walker got so close to him on entry, he thought, oh boy, I better put some power down here.
Better move down a little bit, yep.
So
good
battle here.
Yeah, that entry's really high for the 42. It allows the 10 to poke his nose under there. Mary moved down a little bit that time.
He is right all over him here as he rubs the wall. That's going to allow Walker to come to the inside. So Walker is heating things up here. This championship is getting a little nutty already. Up front, you got Dylan Connor still trying to work on Larson Parker, and he's loose.
Loose
Wow.
on entry, yeah. Wow, almost turned himself there. That was close.
That was very close. You talk about quick hands, he needed all of them.
Yeah, got in a little too hard under braking, got that back end to swing around. Oh, he almost lost the machine.
So Miller about ready to make a move here. He should be looking the high side. Ryman Castle comes in.
Pitting from 8th place.
And everything is coming back together. Larson Parker, your leader. Dylan Connor in second. Dylan Connor down on the inside, looking a little shaky under braking again. Just
shaky coming out, too. Yeah, it's just a little loose coming out as well.
That's why you watch Wind Tunnel TV, folks. We talk about the high side. He might be better off up there, but he's got a nose down there. Not quite enough. Larson sends it deep in there.
Connor really struggling to find his way around. I mean, he's caught him, but we talk about it all the time. He's caught him, but what's he going to do with him now? Lap 140 of 200.
He's going to have to start worrying about what he's going to do with the guys behind him. There's Dyer, Miller, and Cole.
So this battle going from a 2-car contest to a 5-car contest.
Amazing stuff, Baron. 140 laps in, and we have brought everybody back together.
All the contenders here in this little gaggle of cars, and championship winner is going to come out of one of these 5.
Let's look in on the points one more time. You got Walker 3 ahead of Dylan Connor and 3 ahead of Miller. Miller 4 ahead of Dylan Connor in the other championship. So super interesting. Still don't quite have it set in my brain, Baron.
We'll get it sorted out with the help of the admins. We'll pick a championship tonight, and we know we will. Parker kind of setting sail on the 92 of Dylan Connor. It looks like Connor's had enough trying to pass him.
Yeah, well, I think he's overheated those tires. He's got to cool down. The other thing is he's got a pit. It almost looked like he was looking down pit road right there. So I think Dylan Connor has to come in, and he probably has to come in sooner than later.
Well, Caleb Dyer's got to go with him too. So right now, it looks like Austin Miller will move into the 2nd place position with Walker right behind him. So this is heating up nicely.
Yeah, this is going to get crazy here. I mean, these guys are begging for a caution. I mean, who knows? Maybe they can go 200 here, Baron.
Well, we'll find out. About 55 laps.
That we will. So a couple of patient guys, the 42 and the 10, Miller and Cole, riding for championship hopes here, are working on Dyer. Miller goes high, Walker dives it in low, and they all end up in the same place.
Yeah, that's searchingforgrip.com right there. I mean, guys really looking for some place to put the car so they can make a pass.
Well, I love what Miller's doing. It's time, right? He spent enough time searching low. Let's get on top of him here, see what we can do on the high side, and he's going to do just that here. But, Caleb throws it in deep, trying to block.
Gets himself loose, sacrifices 2 spots.
I almost thought I heard the words caution come out, but it was just playing in my head.
No, he saved it. He got it covered up.
All right, so Dyer slips down to 5th. Miller and Cole up to 3rd and 4th. They got Dylan Connor right in front of them, so our 3 championship competitors nose to tail.
A little more breathing room now for the 42 and for the 10. Give them a little extra space to sort it out.
And they're all running down leader.
17's ending.
Yeah, Dyer's on pit road. So he comes in. Not much he could do there. Now, Adam Cole, we did see pit. He remains on the lead lap, I believe, Baron. So that's interesting. He may not be. No, he is not on the lead lap. But close. He can make some moves here.
Right.
And he might come up here and have something to say about it if he's got fresh rubber and everything.
So we're also expecting the 92 to pit here shortly. Austin Miller here will move into second.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's going out. Dylan Connor's got to be shooting himself, thinking, why didn't I pit? Here he comes.
Yeah, so he's in.
Yeah, this is so unfortunate. The Dylan Connor here is really, this is going to cost him a championship. Just not pitting early. Now under green flag conditions. Behind him, Lem comes in again. Coors Light machine looking for a restock of the fridge there, I think.
Yeah, I believe he is, and good time to crack one.
Absolutely, it is. Always a good time to crack one, folks. So Miller now, all of a sudden, without Dyer in front of him, starts getting away from Walker. Walker dealing with Uncle Adam. Uncle Adam comes underneath.
So Adam, with that fresh rubber, goes on by Walker. He's going to be here shortly to the 42 of Austin Miller. Can he drag the 10 with him?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we talked about it earlier about loose and tight. Sometimes you get a car right in front of you playing nice. Maybe you can use that to try and help him tighten that car up a bit. Because it looks like Walker was having a little trouble off the corner the last few laps.
Nice corner from the 42. He's got that thing calmed down. He's putting together some nice laps.
Yeah, he really does. We hop on board. Hard to see in this dark machine there. But very subtle on the wheel here. Not a whole lot of movement, Baron.
No, definitely not.
And I think this has been the strategy all night for the 42. He's like, I am just going to outpatient them, out-tire them, and really outthink and outdrive them.
Patience is a virtue, even in short track racing. So these guys doing a great job not only handling the machines, but handling their strategies.
Now let's hop up to Parker. Let's give him his due. Out front here, you know, he's been driving a little harder, and you can see just a little more violent on entry, but I love this cut down he does. He's
nice
so
diamond
good
to that
on
turn.
Exit.
Yeah, nice diamond to that turn.
I mean, it's looking pretty good right there, Baron.
Yeah, it sure is. And with open track, it helps, right? No pressure. Here comes Adam. He's caught the 42.
Well, this is the thing. I said Adam get up here and have an influence on this. He wants to get back on the lead lap. I mean, Austin best just let him go, probably. Austin, though, creeping up on our leader. So we're about 38 laps to go here on championship night. Miller coming in on our leader, looking to grab a championship away from Walker Cole, perhaps, and from Dylan Connor in the super lates.
Miller was 0.2 faster that last lap. Now he's 1/10.
Yeah, Miller looking very strong here as he closes in. Now, what did he learn from getting behind Caleb Dyer? He couldn't really get around him, Baron. Do you think he learned anything? Like maybe we go to the high side?
Well, I mean, I got to be honest with you, Dean. Like we talked about, catching them's one thing, passing them's another. So it looks as though the 42 is able to catch our leader, Larson Parker, but he couldn't pass Dyer before. He's going to have to make something happen here.
This is just wild to see Miller and Cole in second and third. I think Miller's got to win this race at the very least and keep Walker in third to try and grab this championship. Let's look at the points one more time. So you got Walker at 1,600. Miller is 6 points back. I mean, he's got to get this spot.
Yeah, with only one spot between them, the 42 has to win. And we have to have some trouble out of the 10. only 10 cars on the track.
I mean, depending on what the points, I don't think the points are 1.1 position, but I don't think one position is enough to win the championship. So 2 positions might do it here, Baron. So this very well could be the race for the championship, and calls could be coming in to Larson Parker with all kinds of donations. Hold them up, $10, $100.
Yeah, lots of crypto going around right now.
That's right. I got a fake crypto coin. I'll sell you for 10,000 right now.
Larson up the track a little bit here. That gets the 18 or the 42 a little closer.
Yeah, 42 is there, and you keep saying the term of hard to pass, and it is. I don't see what you can do with Parker right now. He's entering a little higher, so the high side kind of out of the question, but he's coming off so low, so the low line's out of question. I mean, wow, right to the bumper, the 42. He's got to run. He takes a peek. Parker way up the track, maybe too high up the track, but he gets a big run. Great job by Parker.
Miller not able to get off the turn the way he needed to, so put the 18 back in front again.
I think they shocked each other there with that whole sequence, but here he comes again. Miller going to keep fighting, keep looking. Parker has been doing this all night. Good corner from both. Oh, no, there it is. Contact. Parker around, straightened out. Cole goes through. Adam, that is. Parker goes through. Here comes Walker with a head of steam underneath of Miller. Side by side through the corner. Miller trying to regroup. Can he hold him off?
Miller
Almost
gave the
contact on entrance.
Yeah,
Wow.
Miller gave the spot back, and he's paying for it now as Walker Cole has caught him.
That is an amazing turn of events. Who could have seen it coming, Marin?
Well, the 10 was like, yes.
I mean, the 10, but I'm telling you, the 42 is still out of sorts, folks. He is mentally trying to regroup, and he is fighting for his life here and winning.
Making that high line work for him. We've seen the 42 do this before. This time he makes it, pays off. The 10 is behind him now. 25 laps to go. He's got to catch that 18, and he's got to pass him this time.
He does. And Dylan Connor coming around. Now, Dylan Connor a lap down. He's going to influence this. Him and Dyer are still racing. They got fresh rubber. They're going to come up here and get involved. Wow. Crazy turn of events. Miller got in there and just tried to muscle in there, and that's exactly what happened to Parker earlier in the race as well.
So the 83's gotten around the 18, and that has brought the 42 back to the 18, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to run him back down here. I have no doubt about that. Can he get around, though, and can Walker hold on? I mean, the car, it's Purnell chasing Walker. He's 3.5 seconds behind him. I don't think he's going to be an influence here. So Walker might be content and just say, it's all up to you, Miller. Can you pass him or not?
And look, Miller backed off the machine after he got into him. After he touched him, he really backed out of it. That's how he got back in that mess. And
that's a class move. I mean, you're racing
definitely
for a championship and you're still giving a spot back. That's what we love to see here in league racing.
Yeah, so he backed off. He allowed the 18 to carry on. He got him straightened out again. Damn near lost another spot, and now he's back to the bumper again.
He is there again. And this time he looks more committed to the bottom. He looks smoother. And it looks like Parker now has a full understanding that he's there and he better give a little room.
And Dylan Connor's right there too. Dylan looking to get his lap back. These leaders in front of him are his ticket to a lap. But with 19 to go, Dean, Dylan Connor cannot get involved in this contest right yet.
No, Dylan should back down here, but I don't think he's going to. Race car drivers, hard to ask him to back down, but he really should. He could have a huge influence here. And it is having an influence on Miller right now psychologically. So 18 to go. Miller still riding the bottom. Parker has found a home on the high side. Wow, Dylan Connor takes a look underneath of Miller while Miller looks underneath of Parker.
I hate this for our leaders right now.
Yeah, oh, it's just racing. Miller with a great corner, gets side by side, almost tries to give a little hip check. He's clear. The 42 has gotten clear. He was pushed there by this 92 coming through. He's like, I've got to get through, and I got to get through now. What a job. And here comes Walker. Walker's not done. He says, if you pass... Oh, and Caleb Dyer.
Loose in.
It looked like he tried to get into the 18 there. That was a little odd. Could have been just a bad breaking point, but watch out. Walker now could pass the 18 and salvage a championship. Perhaps. We don't really know.
Man, if you're Austin Miller, tell that 92 to get the hell on with yourself, buddy.
Right.
Go on and get out of my rearview mirror.
It's true. It's very frustrating. But Connor's trying to win a race. He wants to be on the lead lap. I get it. I don't like it either, but I get it. Okay, now here we go. So Miller leading. Walker has got to get by the 18. I believe that's his only shot. And he's racing like it's his only shot, Baron.
Yeah, he sure is, and so is Miller. Miller's a little bit loose coming out of the turns now. I mean, he's got all he can just to pass the 18, and now the 18 is holding off the 10. Here comes the 17.
This is wild stuff, folks.
17's beating the right front off of it.
So there you go, Walker to the inside. Can he get a run off the corner here? He cannot. Caleb Dyer is still throwing his hat in this ring. He is a lap down. So Miller walking away. I mean, Miller with 10 to go, I don't see him losing this race. If Dyer, sideways on the entrance there, I don't know what Dyer's thinking at this point, to be honest with you.
10 to go.
10 to go. It's crazy out here what we're seeing. Walker trying to make this move. And again, this is probably for the championship. One spot. Can he do it? I didn't think he had a shot at Parker, but all of a sudden he got there. He just can't get around him. And Dyer is throwing his car around like he just stole it. Parker in the wall. There goes Walker. Wow, Parker rocks the outside, though, and comes back like Austin Miller is paying him.
That was a big run by the 18 on that high side. He really knows how to roll that center up top.
Unbelievable. Walker's got to be saying, what do I have to do?
So the 18 had a lapse of judgment there, got into the wall, and now he's under duress, Dean. You know, the 10 is there. Right behind him to 17.
Dyer is still sticking his nose in here. He might cause some havoc.
That's Tyler Lem has closed in on this battle, so he's in there, all laps down.
These guys, it's just crazy stuff. Walker, Cole continuing the battle. Coming down to 5 to go. Parker fighting them off corner after corner.
Caleb Dyer in there willing the 10 around.
Oh, there you go. Parker's in the wall. Walker has got into the spot. Now, if he can survive Caleb Dyer here, behind him, there's a little contact as well. Now, Dyer trying to make a move. I mean, this is such risky stuff. All along, Miller has set sail. He's alone, folks. If he doesn't crash, he'll win this thing. But can Walker get a championship? Dyer's trying. He's still acting like he stole this car from the mall.
Yeah. He's beating him like he stole it, man. That car is loose in. Oh, no. Almost took the 10 out. I just come up out of my chair again, Dean.
Oh, my God. The sphincters are getting tight up in the boots here.
I just got all high-pitched.
Wow. I mean, what is going on? Dyer is a lap down, and he's got no position to gain. We're on 2 to go. It's a championship for Walker if Caleb Dyer doesn't wreck him.
Final lap, Dean.
Final lap. Caleb goes high. He says, I want this spot. It isn't a spot, but I want it anyway. And he hits him.
Oh, he hits him.
Final lap, Austin Miller coming around. He's going to win this thing. Can Walker survive the madness? He does. So Miller, your race winner. Unbelievable stuff here. And I don't have a lot of good things to say about it except for it's fun, I guess. But how about Miller? Let's talk about Miller first and foremost. He did everything he needed to do here tonight. He won the race, Baron, and he did it with a very patient and well thought out race.
He did. And we talked about it, Dean. I was telling you, like, hey, this guy with 30 to go ends up showing up and showed up to the checkered flag. It's as good as you can do, right?
It's as good as you can do. And behind him, Walker, who had all kinds of stuff to deal with, from trying to get around Purnell, which was exceedingly difficult. Finally, Purnell hits the wall, and from dealing with what only can be described as insanity out of Caleb Dyer, just kudos to Walker, because it didn't look like he really had much left, did it, Baron? And then all of a sudden, crunch time, here he comes, gets a spot that may, and I repeat, may have won him the championship.
Yeah, look, he's got a lot on his plate, and of course here comes the 17 to complicate things for him. So hats off to a great drive by Austin Miller for winning the race, but hats off to the 10 of Walker Cole for dealing with a little adversity there to finish second.
Connor was in there too, causing some havoc earlier on.
So, yeah.
Anyway, it was a little nutty.
Shaking my head.
Yeah. There's a little head scratching and shaking going on. Right now, though, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll figure out exactly who's your official champions, and we'll talk to our race winner, Austin Miller, and others.
North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison.
Sure did. Still trying to process what happened. I'm interested to see what the competitors have to say. Let's get them in here, Dean.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, that was a long race. Oh, I was glad I made it on fuel. Yeah, I was feeling pretty lonely back there. I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping they was gonna tangle them up a little bit up there. They was trying to, but they never did. Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty good season. I'd say this is my first really full-time season racing these guys in a long time. Of course, I'd like to have won it, but overall, it was a good year. We kind of just had our peaks and valleys, but congratulations to Austin Miller. I'm pretty sure he's unofficially going to be your super late champion. I don't know who's going to end up winning the overall, but congratulations to all of them. It's well deserved. Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, I enjoyed running these with these guys. Really good group. I mean, kind of just like my season. It can be up and down, but overall, it's a good group. I'll just y'all for doing the broadcast this season, and the Coles obviously for running this deal, and just anybody else that pitches in and helps, and all the sponsors Puryear and Furniture Mart, just everybody who helped out this season.
We do. So Austin Miller tonight, in addition to his win, he is your America's Mattress Super Late Model champion. And overall, so when we combine our late model and super late models, Walker Cole will be our season 1 champion by 2 points over Austin Miller.
2 points?
It took 2 points, and that made it happen.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to another season coming up. A little disappointed with our turnout tonight, so this might be our last super late model race for a while. I think we previewed early in the season maybe where the direction we're going to head, but I want to thank everybody that's been with us this season. It's been some really fun, competitive races. Thank you guys for the broadcast each and every week. Got a lot of people that really enjoy listening and tuning in each week. And I want to thank Furniture Mart, Puryear Race Parts, and America's Mattress. They were really good to us for helping us out and being with us all season long. And just disappointed my strategy didn't work out tonight, but man, oh well. Congratulations to our champions, though.
It sure was, and hats off to Adam for all the work he does behind the scenes for this league, and for all the hard work that's put into making this thing run as smoothly as possible. But I have tonight's winner with me, Dean. Bittersweet victory lane for Austin Miller. Austin, it's my pleasure to talk to you again. But son, we missed it by 2 points, didn't we?
Yeah, Adam just told me that. I didn't even think I had a shot at the overall title. So with my late model run, so I was shocked I was even that close.
Super late champ for sure, but I know that overall big cup is something that's going to look real nice on the mantle, right? So yeah, super late. 1B here for the championships. How talk about your night, because with 30 to go, we thought you were out of it.
Yeah, me and Larson got into it. I just didn't turn in on entry into 1, so we made contact. I straightened them out. I was trying to make sure I didn't turn them completely, so then I had to run them back down. It seemed like I saved tires a lot better than most people based off talking to some of them, so that kind of gave me the edge there late.
Yeah, the minute you got around him, you walked away from him. So we saw the battle rage. We saw you back out of it, and we thought that was going to cost you both championships. But you rallied. You took the checkered flag here at New Smyrna. Congratulations, and what do you got in store for the future here?
Yeah, we'll see what we're doing next year. I believe we might doing late model stocks and tour mods, so that should be a nice change of pace, a little different. I'm glad I bookend the super late model run with the league. I'm sure we'll go back at some point, but this is kind of the car that made me join the league. So really wanted this title just because it's kind of what I kind of got involved with.
A lot of race victories in this machine. Austin, who do you got to thank for all these?
Yeah, just you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job. I'll be interested to watch this one back. I know we didn't have the biggest car count, but there was actually a decent amount of battles going on throughout. And then just thank you to my mom and dad and my older brother.
Well, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on your super late championship. And thank you for all the racing you've been doing this season. Dean, Austin Miller, the winner of tonight's event, the super late champion, and, the 42 driver.
Yeah, amazing job by Austin. He did everything he could do. He was trying for that big cup, as you call it, but he got the little one, the super late title there, but a little bit shy on the big one. That's held by Walker Cole, the number 10, bringing the Krispy Kreme machine around the 18 late, getting enough points and being crowned our overall champion. Congratulations, Walker.
Thank you.
Man, oh man, Walker, they made you earn it. People were looking like they were trying to take you out almost. What were you thinking there late? I mean, you got Caleb trying to dive bomb you. Dylan a few laps earlier coming through. These are lap cars coming up. You had to think, God, am I going to survive this?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of hard racing up front with Austin and Larson battling side by side there. I was trying to catch up to them, but Dylan and Caleb I think they were a lap down. They were in between me and the battle for first, so kind of had to hang back and see what happens. Ended up clearing out up there. Austin ended up passing Larson. Larson fell back. I think he hit the ball.
Pass, Walker. You're working on him, and you get in on him. He goes high, gets perhaps a little loose on entry there, and you think you're clearing him, but he gets this massive run on the outside. Now he's coming back, looking like maybe he's going to take it away. This is the championship fight. Were you aware of that at the time?
I was not. I had no idea I had even a shot at it. But yeah, me and him were side by side for a couple laps. It's definitely hard to pass here, especially with used tires, 200 lap old tires especially. Had basically no grip on the bottom, trying to get the run off as best as I could to keep up with them down the straightaways, but ended up getting the job done.
Man, did you, Walker? We've seen it time and time again. Racing like that, showing up late, getting that pass. I mean, I'm super surprised you didn't know you needed it, but you went up and got it just instinctually anyway. Get crowned champion. Thrilling event for us, man. You're going to come back next season as a champ. How does that feel, Walker? And are you looking forward to next season?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm definitely looking forward to next season. I believe we're going to the Smart Modifieds and the late models instead of the super late models. So it's definitely going to be a fun season next year. Definitely going to be a lot of interesting racing. Definitely switching it up to the Modifieds.
All right. Well, we certainly look forward to that, Walker. Congratulations, man. Overall champion here. We'll give you the floor. Anybody you'd like to thank, brother?
Yeah, I want to thank y'all for doing the broadcast. Thank Dad and Adam for doing all the league stuff, and Furniture Mart, America's Mattress, and everybody that watches me at home.
All right, Baron, series champion, Walker Cole.
Congratulations to Walker Cole. Congratulations to all the competitors on a hell of a season, both in the late models and the super lates. Crowned our champions, Austin Miller and Walker. What an event, Dean. Great series we got here.
Yeah, it was wild, man. I mean, great, but, made even more thrilling by perhaps some odd maneuvers late, put some extra heat on this one. But Walker, the instincts of the youngster, Baron, didn't even know that position was for it, but something was telling him, I'm going to take it anyway.
Yeah, it sure was. And look, these guys get so preoccupied, hands and feet, right? Points be damned. Put it up front, and good things will happen. And it sure did for the 10.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap up tonight's broadcast. We crowned 2 champions here tonight at New Smyrna in the Raid Weekly Series. Hopefully they have a great season next year. We loved our time here, every minute of it. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Lamasco, that wraps it up. And we'll see you right here next